Organelles. Suspended in the cytosol are tiny organelles, tiny organs. Organelles are the structures that work like miniature organs. They carry out specific functions for the cells. Mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria are the sites for chemical reactions where we make energy for our cells. That energy is called ATP. Mitochondria are usually more numerous in things like your muscle cells because you need lots and lots of energy. Mitochondria is surrounded by two, you need to know this, two membranes. A smooth outer membrane serves as a boundary between the mitochondria and the cytosol. The inner membrane is tiny folds called cristae. Cristae generally increase the surface area for these chemical reactions to take place, creating more space for ATP to be made. Ribosomes. Ribosomes. Unlike most organelles, ribosomes are not surrounded by a membrane. Ribosomes are the site for protein synthesis. You need to know that. Ribosomes make proteins. Ribosomes are part of the construction crew for the cell. They make protein. Endoplasmic reticulum, the ER, is a system of membranous tubules and sacs. The ER functions primarily as the intercellular highway, the pathway along which molecules move from one part of the cell to another. The amount of ER in a cell fluctuates depending on what's happening inside of the cell. Also, part of the endoplasmic reticulum, poisons and waste and other toxins are made harmless. The ER is an extensive network of membranes that connect the nuclear envelope to the cell membrane. It transports materials through the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum can be rough or smooth. The rough ER is studded with ribosomes. Remember, ribosomes make proteins. The smooth ER is not covered with ribosomes. It's also the place where we process lipids and carbohydrates. Golgi apparatus is the processing and packaging secreting organ of the cell. Golgi apparatus is a system of membranes made of flattened sac-like structures called cristernae. It works closely with the ER in the Golgi apparatus as it modifies proteins to export by the cell. Lysosomes are spherical organs that enclose hydrolytic enzymes in the membrane. It works much like a stomach. Lysosomes are the place for the cell to digest things, or you can think of them as the recycled part of the plant, of the cell. Lysosomes are formed by pieces of the Golgi apparatus that break off. Lysosomes are common in animal cells, fungi, and protists, but are rare in plant cells. The cytoskeleton is just like it sounds. It's a skeleton. The skeleton is the framework to support the cell. It's made of these proteins called microtubules and microfilaments. Microfilaments are not hollow structures that resemble rope. They are twisted chains of protein called actin. Microfilaments can contract, causing movement. Muscle cells have many microfilaments. Microtubules are hollow tubes like tiny pipes. They are the largest strands of the cytoskeleton. Microtubules are made of a protein called tubulins. The tubes are made by tubulin. Microtubules have three functions. They maintain the funk of the shell of the cell. They serve as the tracks for organelles to move along, and they help it to divide by putting out these things called spindle fibers. Vacuoles are storage areas for plant cells. And that's the end.